voters are letting loose in town halls around the country, and they are putting GOP lawmakers in the hot seat about Obamacare. Take a look.
The problem is Obamacare has just collapsed.
You're the man that talked about the death panel. We're going to create one great big death panel in this country that people can't afford to get insurance. Don't repeal Obamacare. Improve it. For God's sake.
And the last I heard, these coal jobs are not coming back, and now these people don't have the insurance they need because they're poor. If you can answer any of that, I'll sit down and shut up like Elizabeth Warren.
I love it. I love it.
Because
I like it because this is like a power to the people feeling. And I feel like when Obamacare first came out, I remember a lot of Republicans flooded town halls, and Democratic lawmakers responded, like, what do we do? You know, you feel sort of powerless up there. But I feel like you're responsible to explain your agenda to the people. And if you can't do that, whether the people are Republicans or Democrats or hate your legislation or love your legislation, you have a responsibility to answer their questions. So no matter what side of the aisle you're on, I am a power to the people girl, and I applaud these people for expressing how they feel.
But I think they're going to back off. They don't want to confront them.
Well, they never do. Lawmakers never want to confront
them. Yeah, they don't want to confront them, so they're not taking them.
It's a nice reminder, because I think there's a lot of pressure in D.C. right now, considering Trump is technically a Republican and he's overseeing this party. Right now, people are feeling the pressure in D.C. to give in, pass people through, do all this stuff. These are the people that are going to vote them back in or not. And at one of the town halls, there was it's your last term, term. I think it's a good and real reminder that at the end of the day, their power comes from those votes.
Yeah, they work for us.
Yeah,
they work for us.
Not the other way around.
Not the other way around. People forget that. What was interesting to me, though, was the notion that, and it has always me that Obamacare is a bad thing. I mean, we have to remember that for the past 100 years, presidents have been trying to push forward universal health care. It started with FDR, and it just hasn't been able to work. And President Obama was the first president in 100 years that was able to make it work. And if you, I don't understand why Republicans are saying repeal, 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 and that it's too expensive. Because if you look at it, 8 out of 10, it isn't. 8 out of 10 Americans can get health insurance for $100 or less per month.
I'm going to tell you.
Let's talk about the real numbers, though, Jed.
Let's talk about the real numbers. If Obamacare was really popular among people, Hillary Clinton would be president right now. That is one of the key reasons. I promise you it is.
No.
When I had conversations,
why are you saying it's so
I'm telling you, because for a lot of people, their premiums have gone up. Mine went up. I know. I speak to people every day that say, I can't afford my health insurance anymore.
The issue is, though,
people didn't know that. Wait a minute. A lot of people that voted for Trump didn't know that Obamacare was the same thing as the Affordable Care Act.
But it was sold. You can't paint all Trump voters as stupid.
Well, no. You're telling me that Hillary would have won. They didn't even know what they were voting for.
It was sold on the basis of bringing down costs. It was sold on the basis. For a lot of talk to people. I promise you, for a lot of them, it didn't, or they wouldn't be complaining.
People have health insurance.
I don't know about the numbers, but I have to agree that I have heard a lot of people that say the quality of what they were getting has gone down. Because I know my parents in Florida has struggled sometimes with their doctors were taken away from them, and they're older.
Well, what I can tell you is this has nothing to do with the Affordable Care Act. A lot of what's happened with the insurance companies is the insurance companies saying we don't want to deal with this.
Right.
Okay. Let's start. So we're going to punish you, so you are forced to move this. Now, here's my suggestion. Because it works for a lot of people, there has to be a way, as with everything, to use stuff that works, keep what works, move what doesn't, and keep up until we get. But to come in and just sweep everything out seems very crazy to me. But never forget that the insurance companies decided that they didn't like how much money they were not going to get, and they said to all these folks and said, we're not dealing with Obamacare, and helped to make it a real problem for people.
Why don't they put their feet to the fire then? Like if
people do.
See, what I believe, listen, I'm sorry, Joe, I know you're trying to say something.
It's a different topic.
I think, for me, if I have insurance and I have it for the whole year and I don't get sick, give me half my money back.
I agree with that.
Well, and we've talked about that, but
you know,
I really think it's so important, and we have heard anecdotally, right, that, okay, some people lost their doctors and it's unaffordable. But since 2016, 400,000 more Americans signed up for the Affordable Care Act. So how bad can it be?
Well,
it's the best option that these people have had.
But it's bad for many reasons. A lot of people were forced to get insurance that didn't want to. That's a mandate saying you have to have insurance.
You can't afford it otherwise.
But a lot of people, they're paying for something they didn't want.
Wait, you know what? I'm sorry. This BS about not wanting it's like immunization. You know what? You need insurance because if you are sick and you don't take yourself where you need to go. Now, a lot of people, for religious reasons, do not believe in going to the doctor. I understand that.
Yeah.
But because you don't want it, listen, there's a lot of stuff I don't want. But, you know, I don't want to pay for stuff I don't think I'm going to need.
Car insurance is a mandate. Why not make that option?
Car insurance is your liability to someone else. That's why. Your car insurance, your liability to someone else in the
your
car.
liability if you don't have health insurance is you're going to go to the emergency room, Jen, and then my taxpayer dollars have to pay for your care.
What I'm telling you is it's a very dangerous position when you have the federal government telling people who don't want health insurance to pay.
The town halls, that, you know, it is a very good place to confront these people on their lies. And that's what happened to Representative Marsha Blackburn from Tennessee, who voted for this guy Pruitt, who's going to unravel the EPA and pollute the country, okay? So the woman says to her, what about that? And she says, we're all for clean air, clean water, and want to have a clean environment. And the woman said to her, you voted against that just last month.
Exactly.
Okay, so that is the place to go to confront them on their lies, because there is lying going on that is beyond belief lately.
Sure. I agree with that. I agree that these town halls are a sacred space for people where that's where you hold lawmakers.
And just for all of those folks who keep saying that people are paid to go do this, people are not paid to do this. People are pissed off, and you have to recognize
That's true.
Have to recognize
Well, that's Trump.
That's true.
Yeah.
Today's Black